Hey everyone, and this is the Evangelist Garrett channel. Hope everybody's doing alright today. It's a beautiful Thursday. I just wanted to touch base and share something I've been thinking about the last couple days. I've been studying out of the first chapter of the Gospel of Luke, and I happened upon something that made me think. There is this narrative in Protestant gospel preaching. It may exist in others, but without getting bogged down too much into denomination, that says Jesus Christ was the only one who was able to practice the Mosaic law perfectly, that he ends up fulfilling God's law, God's commands. That man was unable to do so. And then you come across chapter 1, verse 6, where it tells us about Zacharias, John the Baptist's father. He was a priest. It was his job to light the incense in the temple. And we learn about him. It says that he was both righteous before God, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord, blameless. I guess that was the first time I'd really noticed that, because it suggests that here's an individual, a person, who has in fact practiced God's law the way that God wishes. Does that then erode that narrative that accompanies penal substitutionary atonement that says only Jesus Christ was able to fulfill, complete, master, practice God's law? I don't think so, because when you read on, something beautiful happens. I'll tell you, Luke really does a good job at setting up and showing us a kind of a thesis statement for his whole gospel. When you read on, you find out that in the temple, the angel Gabriel appears to Zacharias. And when that happens, it says Zacharias is troubled and fearful. And that struck me, because here's a person who apparently practiced God's law blamelessly and walked in God's ways, yet was fearful and troubled when he encountered his God. Then the angel says, a son's going to be born to your wife. And Zacharias basically questions this. The implication is that he questions it with doubt. Well, how is this going to be? I'm an old man. My wife is old. And Gabriel then punishes Zacharias and says, you're going to be mute until the time your son is born. And it's because you did not believe. And that's amazing, because what he's laying out is the whole challenge of faith alone Christianity. And that is that whether or not the law has been practiced perfectly is of no accord. Even those that practice the law perfectly have no relationship with God. When encountered with him, they're fearful and troubled. They lack belief. And isn't that the same issue we see highlighted time and again with the Pharisees? I just think it's a beautiful picture of what's going to occur throughout the rest of Luke's gospel. And that is that whether or not the law has been practiced perfectly, those who do not believe cannot see the kingdom of God, so to speak, to take kind of some Matthew language there. Anyway, I just thought that was pretty cool. Look forward to talking to you guys soon. Right now I'm finishing up, sorry, I'm driving here. I'm finishing up work on a video to get us up to the time of the First Crusade, where at the Council of Piacenza, the Eastern Emperor Alexios sent a couple diplomats to Pope Urban, kind of on the fly, to see if he could press them for some support against the Muslims, who were now literally right across the Bosporus. They had taken Anatolia and were facing and on the doorstep of Constantinople. It's a very interesting time in the Christian faith. See you guys soon.